Let's now move on to entering the data from the rig's daily activities. In this column here, you will see a list of rigs that you have on your program. This list contains two different types of rig data. The one type is data that you've created on your computer, while the other is rig data that you have downloaded from the database. Data that you've created with your rig on your computer can be edited and changed, while data from another rig that you have downloaded can only be viewed but not changed. You will be able to tell right away from the grayed out data fields on the welcome screen. In this case, you can see rig number 14 is grayed out, while rig 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not. Why, you ask, would you ever download a different rig's data? Let's say you're going to rig up on a well that another rig worked over a couple weeks before. You can easily download his tower record for that particular job and have all the information you need for yourself. We will cover that aspect in more detail later on. So let's start a typical workday. First, we pick our rig number, which in this case we'll use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, the data fields are not grayed out and can be modified. So what comes first on the job but a pre-job safety meeting? Let's go to the pre-job safety meeting and click on the tab. Once the tab is open, you can see previous safety meetings that you have done with the date, type, customer, and lease number. To create a new safety meeting, click on the new record and the safety meeting form will pop up. Fill out all the required fields. Let's start with the date. Simply click on the right side of the data field to bring up the calendar. Pick today's date and the box will automatically close. You can see that some of the data fields have drop-down arrows attached to them. These data fields store a list of previously used data. Let's look under Company to explain. As you can see, this data field was already used for ABC Trucking, Cardinal Energy, and Husky. Using this drop-down arrow saves the user time by not having to type in all of the information every time. Another type of drop-down arrow that is used is one that has pre-selected data already in them. Let's look under Type to explain this. As you can see, the data field is grayed out, so you cannot type free text into this box. This drop-down field has preset selections in it such as Initial Rig Up, Change of Conditions, Pre-Job, and Daily. So now let's move on to the rest of this form. We have Rig Manager, Client Representative, along with contact information, along with emergency contacts. Here we have a job description of what the scope of the work is going to be done to the well. And below it, you can enter a safety topic to be discussed at the meeting. Once all this information is entered, let's move on to the safety meeting itself. Here you will see different tabs that pertain to different parts of the meeting. We have checklists, hazards, safety equipment and PPE, procedures and JSAs, and finally, signatures. Under checklists, you can click the appropriate boxes that pertain to this meeting. Under hazards, we can identify specific hazards with the appropriate risk class before and after control measures are added. Next, under safety equipment, we can check off available equipment as well as required PPE for this job site. There is also room to add equipment if needed. Simply click on the box beside the empty field and enter it in the text. The next tab is Procedures and JSAs. The list you see will be company specific and might not be exactly as you see here. Simply check off the appropriate JSAs that pertain to today's activities. The last tab on this list is Signatures. Simply click on the Get Signature button and open the signature pad. Click on Sign to activate the pad. Have the person sign their name on the pad and click OK. The image will then be stored in the space provided. Repeat this step for all personnel present at the meeting. Once everyone is signed and the information is complete, make sure you Save this record by clicking on the Save hotkey at the top of the screen. Once the information is saved, you can use the Go Back arrow to return to the Welcome Screen Rig Manager. You can now see the pre-job safety meeting we just created listed here. You can pull it up to look at it, edit it, or to print off a copy simply by double-clicking on the file. To print off a copy, make sure you are in the file you want to print and click on the Print button. This will bring up the report view of the document. From here, you can click on the Printer button and select the appropriate printer and hit Print. After the document is printed, close the report view, click on the back button to return to the welcome screen of the Rig Manager. Now you are ready for the next document.